Good night and welcome to Benalmadena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week news. Last Friday, the surroundings of the amusement park Tivoli World were full of people, always complying with the sanitary safety measures, to demand the reopening of this iconic park.
Crowds of people gathered last Friday at the entrance of the emblematic Tivoli Amusement Park to demand the reopening of this Costa del Sol icon. The park is in insolvency proceedings since August 2020 due to the request of the real estate group Tremont, which bought Tivoli in 2007 as part of a larger operation, resulting in a legal dispute for an alleged lack of payment that is pending to be resolved. Benalmadena's Mayor Victor Navas and the Deputy Mayor Elena Galán participated on the demonstrations to demand the reopening of Tivoli, where Navas ensured that the local government will support in every possible way the reopening of the park, noting that there is a lack of business will. Today, we are here to claim the continuity of Tivoli World. We are going to ask the current owner company, the Tremont Group, to ask the insolvency administrator to open the park this summer, because it has already been demonstrated that it is viable. It is an emblematic element icon of the Costa del Sol, and today we are here claiming its continuity. The mayor, who showed up with the whole government team, compared the iconic character of this infrastructure with other internationally renowned tourist attractions in the province, highlighting its emblematic character. We want that business will to be firm, and if they need help from the public administrations to open the park, of course they will have it. There is business commitment. We are willing to make payment plans, to study ways to repay the debt, to make a write-off, to sponsor whatever it takes to continue the activity by its rightful owners. Nobody can imagine Antequera without its Torcal, Nerja without its caves, or Malaga without its Picasso Museum. Exactly the same is Tivoli for Benalmadena. For her part, Galán has referred to the importance of this day for the municipality, whose economy would suffer, especially the closure of the park. Tivoli is more than amusement park. It is a tourist emblem of the Costa del Sol, and we encourage all citizens to support the mobilizations to prevent its closure. The 2020 accounts again demonstrated its viability. In just 2 months, they were able to meet all the operation cost for the full year. This Monday, during a press conference, the mayor proposed to Junta de Andalucía and Diputación de Málaga the constitution of a joint working group to find solutions to help address the problems of the amusement park.
The House of Culture presented last week its new auditorium, a completely renovated space that has the latest technology in lighting and sound, air conditioning, and meets the accessibility requirements.
Benalmadena's Mayor Victor Navas and Culture Councilwoman Elena Galán inaugurated the new auditorium of Casa de la Cultura last week in a ceremony that was attended by all parties represented in the municipal corporation, as well as many groups and associations. No one wanted to miss this great event, a milestone in the municipality.
No puedo sentir más satisfacción.
It is a great joy to be here today reopening this hall after its improvement works, a complex project that we've managed to move forward thanks to the efforts of Elena Galán, her entire team of culture, municipal technicians, buildings councilwoman Marisabel Ruiz, and all the people who in one way or another have contributed to promote this project for the enjoyment of all citizens. After valuing the work of councillors and technicians, Navas highlighted how the Andalusian courtyard aesthetics of the building has been maintained, respecting its structure at the request of the citizens. We've managed to modernize the Casa de la Cultura while respecting its very characteristic identity, with an emblematic Andalusian courtyard that we have preserved as demanded by the citizens. We have updated this hall with the installations of the latest in lighting equipment, sound and air conditioning, with the most advanced and inclusive standards of accessibility, and providing it with dressing rooms worthy for artists, groups and neighbors who use this stage of the Casa de la Cultura. The mayor concluded by stressing that this space is for the citizens and had words of affection for Elena Galán.
Hoy abrimos este espacio.
We are sure it will also be very useful for citizenship and the associative fabric of the municipality. Today we open a space for the people, for the groups of the city, for those who develop their activity in the cultural and social areas of Benalmádena. We will miss you very much because you leave an indelible mark in all your work at the head of the delegations of culture, education and citizen participation, and you have always brought warmth and humanity to public work. For her part, Galán was very happy to inaugurate the space and began her speech by noting that finally this long-awaited day has arrived. Visibly moved, the councilwoman recalled that this will be one of her last acts in the government and stressed the importance of promoting an attractive cultural agenda in the municipality.
Por fin ha llegado.
I cannot hide my excitement. This is one of the last events in which I participate as councilwoman, and I do not want to miss the opportunity to thank the collaboration and support to make the most of the activities organized from the departments of education and culture. Galán wanted to make a special mention to the team of the Casa de la Cultura, with whom she has worked hard to make this project a reality.
Y de agradecer.
I want to thank all the people who have participated in one way or another in making this wonderful new auditorium a reality, with a special mention to the team that gives life to Casa de la Cultura. The inauguration of this new auditorium is a new step towards one of the goals we set ourselves. Benalmádena is already a great cultural city, but we must continue to move forward to become the cultural capital of the Costa del Sol, in the cultural reference of an eminently tourist area, with the ability to offer new attractions and claims that go beyond the traditional binomial sun and beach. She also put in value the modernization of the space and adaptation to the new times that has been done while respecting the essence of the building.
La obra realizada se ha centrado
The
en
work carried out
modernizar
has focused on
tanto
modernizing
el
and
espacio
improving
como
both
las
the stage
posibilidades
space and the
técnicas,
technical
sobre todo en
possibilities,
mejorarla.
but without changing
Pero
the
al mismo tiempo
characteristics
hemos
of one of
querido
the most
que
unique
estas
buildings
actuaciones
that our city
no
has.
modifiquen
Now
las
it is time to fill this
características de
stage
un
with life,
edificio
so that
que
cinema,
uno
theater,
de los más
music, and the
singulares
activities
con los
organized
que
here
cuenta
by the
nuestra
schools
ciudad.
and other groups
Ahora
that
toca
make up the
llenarlo de
cultural and
vida,
social life
que
of
vuelva el
Benalmádena
cine.
can return. The event was accompanied by the musical accompaniment of the director of the Benalmádena Municipal Band, Miguel Ángel Rosa, on saxophone, and the teacher of the Municipal School of Music, Cristóbal Molina, on violin.
The leader of Izquierda Unida in the municipality, Elena Galán, also deputy mayor and councilwoman, announced last week at a press conference her resignation from the government team for personal reasons.
Benalmádena's beaches and marina will maintain once again all their blue flags. The Association of Environmental Education and Consumer made public the granting of these awards for environmental sustainability of the coast. The blue flag will fly for another year in the beaches of Fuente de la Salud and Torrebermeja Santa Ana, in addition to Benalmádena's marina, which have renewed these distinctions for the 5th consecutive year. Port and Beaches Councilwoman Encarnación Cortés celebrated the awarding of this recognition and stressed the importance for the municipality to keep these quality labels that were not awarded last year as a result of the pandemic. We cannot aspire to be a reference of tourism in Spain without taking care of our beaches, which are one of the great tourist assets of our municipality. 5 consecutive years maintaining these awards are the result of a work of sustainability and respect for the environment from a responsible management of our resource. For its part, the management of Benalmádena's marina also value very positively the renewal of the Blue Flag port. According to Manuel Jiménez, its manager, this recognition is an incentive to continue working on the commitment to sustainability and quality of the destination that has been made in recent years. The Blue Flag is an award given annually since 1987 by the European Foundation for Environmental Education to beaches and ports that meet a series of environmental conditions and facilities.
Beaches Councilwoman Encarnación Cortés announced last Friday the renewal of the municipality's blue flags for 5th consecutive year. Cortés highlighted the importance of this quality stamp to promote tourism.
The hitherto deputy mayor who directs the education and culture areas, Elena Galán, leader of the local grouping of Izquierda Unida, offered a press conference last week to announce her resignation as a councilwoman as well as the resignation from her positions in the municipal government. After announcing that Pablo Centella will be the one chosen to take her place in the councils, Galán had kind words for her colleagues during this journey, both in the party and in the government team, with a special mention to the mayor Víctor Navas and Javier Carnero. Finally, she also had words of affection and gratitude for the associations and groups with whom she has been working hand in hand over the years. We've presented to the corporation my resignation as councilwoman of Benalmádena's City Council, requesting that it be made effective in the plenary session of May 27. I sincerely believe that it is time to retire from active political life, promoting a generational change that will bring new impetus to both the management and the political leadership of the left on Benalmádena. I want to thank my colleagues in the corporation as well as all the groups and associations for their support and understanding towards the work done. I especially want to recognize the dedication of those who have shared the work in the areas that I have led in the town hall: education, culture, citizen participation, and the company Provise. Pablo Centella, local coordinator of Izquierda Unida Benalmádena, thanked Elena for her attitude and mood. After valuing Galán's work, Centella has assured that this resignation does not mean any change for the government pact, explaining that his partners are already informed of the decision.
Como coordinador local de Izquierda Unida,
as Izquierda Unida local coordinator, my first words are of gratitude to my colleague Elena for her magnificent work at the head of the councils, her magnificent work and political leadership. Politics' lack of simple and normal people who face the problems with solutions, speaking clearly and looking people in the eyes. All of us who have shared this time with her have learned a lot. This political force maintains all its acquired commitments, and we guarantee the continuity of the municipal government team and the continuity of the work that has been developed until. Benalmádena's mayor Víctor Navas spoke some days after the announcement, putting in value the work and character of Galán, emphasizing the great example that she has been for himself and all of our citizens. Elena Galán's contribution to this municipality is of immense value, both for her human quality and for her enormous professionalism and steely commitment to the vocation of public service that should govern the work of any politician with management responsibilities. I feel fortunate to have had Elena Galán as a partner in government since my first appointment as mayor in 2015. It has been 6 years of close collaboration to achieve the objectives that are allowing us to design a city model in which the quality of life of the citizens of Benalmádena takes precedence over any other consideration. With her work at the head of the delegations of culture, education, and citizen participation, Benalmádena acquires the status of cultural city it deserves, meet the demands of the educational community, and allow citizens a more direct involvement in municipal management.
Junta Andalucía announced this week that the expert committee meeting would be postponed until next week. Meanwhile, the vaccination process for people under 50 is scheduled to begin in the following weeks.
Last Tuesday, May 25th, Junta de Andalucía's President Juanma Moreno confirmed that this week's planned meeting of the Regional Government's Committee of COVID Experts would be postponed with the goal of waiting to see how the numbers of patients in hospitals and in the intensive care units evolve. Moreno's announcement confirms that the Andalusian High Impact Public Health Alerts Advisory Council, commonly known as the COVID Experts Committee, will wait another week to analyze the coronavirus pandemic situation in the region and the possibility of relaxing some of the control measures. Junta remains concerned about the stabilization of the cumulative incidence rate that is currently at 166, saying that it needs to fall below 150 cases per 100,000 inhabitants in the last 14 days, which is the figure set by the Andalusian government to continue with the existing measures. Meanwhile, Andalucía continues with the mass vaccination strategy against the coronavirus. Around 40% of the target population in the region have already received some protection, and almost 20% have been fully vaccinated. The long-awaited herd immunity is getting closer, and the regional government has now revealed its strategy against COVID in the coming weeks. According to Moreno, the plan is to start the vaccination of the 50 and 51 years old next week on June the 1st, and the following week it is scheduled to begin the vaccination of those under 50 years. Since last Monday, British travellers, along with those from Japan, China or Australia, among others, which are now considered safe non-European Unity countries, were allowed back into Spain without the need for PCR test or quarantine. However, the decision did not have the approval of the director of the country's Centre for the Coordination of Health Alerts and Emergencies, Fernando Simón, who called for prudence in the face of the arrival of foreigners. We have to lower the tone of euphoria because it seems that we are saying to everyone who wants to come, Spain is open, and I would prefer to be quieter. During a press conference on Monday, the epidemiologist said that he felt hurt, but his voice is not the only one. I understand that the weight of the health argument ceases to be the same after a year or so, and other voices are taken into account. I'm not the only one who has a say. Simon said he anticipated that the impact of reopening to international tourism will begin to be seen from mid-June, although the situation will be different then, because with each day that passes, the percentage of people immunized in Spain increases.
And these are today's headlines. Benalmádena fights for the reopening of Tivoli. The mayor inaugurates the House of Cultura auditorium. Elena Galán announces her resignation. Benalmádena renews its blue flags. Junta delays the meeting of the expert committee. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with low cloudy skies with intervals of high clouds, temperatures on the rise with locally unchanged minimum temperatures, and light easterly winds. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.